GM lays off 1,000 workers. If this isn't a story of these companies aren't loyal, I don't know what is. Listen, we're gonna talk about it, guys, because this is crazy.
That's crazy.
Again, I have done videos and videos and videos and more videos on why you shouldn't trust these companies, why these companies aren't your friends, while just because you get a paycheck from these guys aren't your family.
Who the f is that guy? Who the f is that? No damn well who I am. Who the f is that?
But we're gonna get into it. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help the channel. And make sure that you check out my newsletter. It gives you tons of value. And guess what? It's free. You can't beat free. That information is in the description, guys. And always, if you need any type of financing, commercial or investment property financing, I've been a lender for almost 20 years. I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment and in the description, guys. Listen, GM laying off 1,000 people. Is that surprising to you?
No.
Well, if you've been watching this channel, it shouldn't be a surprise to you at all. This is just par for the course. These companies aren't loyal. And guess what? GM is announcing that they're going to lay off 1,000 of their family members, like they always like to say, right before Thanksgiving.
Families suck.
Right before the holidays. Does that sound like family to you? Does that sound like, I would love to have family that takes away my income from me and my family right before the holidays?
Who does that?
GM lays off 1,000 workers even as it nears record profits. You're telling me that a company, a corporation that said that they were my family would let me go when they've made their money?
Awkward. So awkward.
That doesn't compute. How does that make sense? Why are you laying me off if you made record profits? Well, let's continue on. It says GM says it wants to optimize its operations through layoff and facility closures. If I had to describe what this is by just reading this title, it would sound like, what is that word that starts with a G? Greed. It sounds like greed. And no one ever has associated greed with a corporation. Nobody's ever done that. I mean, nobody ever would think that the word greed would be associated with anything with the corporation. I'm just saying. Then it goes on to say here, General Motors laid off approximately 1,000 workers last Friday, with employees reportedly notified via early morning emails. They did the classic old, let's go ahead and just send out some emails. They'll get it.
Sensational.
How many years you been working there? Oh, that's right. You've been working there for almost 40 years and they laid you off. Oh, okay. Well, you don't believe me? Let's go ahead and look at this.
Oh, I have nephews and everything that are employed at the tech center right now.
Jim McLeod worked at the Warren Tech Center for 40 years and weathered his share of economic uncertainty. You got a feel for those workers, huh?
Oh, of course I do. I mean, those are my people. And, but we faced layoffs in the past.
On Friday, GM laid off about 1,000 employees worldwide, with the majority white-collar workers at the Warren Tech Center.
Imagine that. Imagine you being Jim and you getting an email. You've worked there for 40 years. 40 years. And this is the thanks that you get? This is the reason why I say, guys, that seniority means nothing to these companies. I say it over and over and over. And I remember when I did this video, when I said GM, Ford, and all the rest of the auto companies were basically laying off individuals who went on strike, and they will continue to lay people off, and they will do it slyly. They will do it a little bit here, a little bit there. Some people would come into my DMs and my comments and say, Orlando, you're an idiot. You're a fool. Do you believe that our union would ever allow us to get fired? You must not know that the unions are family here. When it comes to unions that represent employees for the automakers, we're family here, man. We're family. They will never allow us to get fired. Well, we're here. We're here. And it's unfortunate because I don't want individuals like Jim to get fired. My point is never that I want individuals to get laid off. My point is that you should not treat these companies as if they're family. You should not think that these companies will not get rid of you. They believe you're just a number. And I know a lot of you guys fight me on this. A lot of you guys believe that these companies are loyal to you and that the company itself cannot run without you. That the department without you cannot run. That your buddy at HR told you, you're doing a great job. Don't worry, we'll never get rid of you. Your supervisor told you, hey, teach all these new guys everything you know, because even then, these guys won't be as valuable as you. And then they lay you off for the younger, cheaper employee. But guess what? You taught them everything you know. You didn't think nothing of it when they told you that. And they promised you that they would keep you around. And what happened?
You're fired. Get out.
But you don't have to take my word for it. Let's hear what the UAW said about the layoffs that GM just did. Because it has to be crazy that GM laid off some of their members and individuals who went on strike. That has to be a coincidence. Of course, the union has to step in and say, listen,
you guys are overstepping. You're not getting rid of our family members.
They have to say that, right? It says the layoffs have drawn backlash from the UAW. GM is trying to cut around 50 UAW jobs when they're making record profits. We will fight for our laid off members with full force of our contract.
Sign the contract, big boy. Come on, sign the contract.
But here's the thing. GM knew what the contract was.
Wait, what?
The moment that they presented the contract to you, they had a team of lawyers look over every loophole that they possibly could take advantage of.
Gotcha.
They're going to shut down the facility and say safety. They're going to shut down the facility and say, hey, look, we're not making any money. They're going to do all of these things. And I think the union knows this. They have to know this. But they tell their members that you will not get laid off. You go on strike, you will not get laid off. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got you.
What?
Remember what happened during that strike? They had a strike and they said this. It says here, record profit means record contracts, and their efforts paid off. The resulting agreement secured the largest wages increase the union has ever achieved at GM. But then GM fired people. Now, I know what you guys are saying. Orlando, listen. I mean, it's only 1,000 people. And I would say, but are you part of the 1,000? Can you explain that to the 1,000 people that got laid off? Can you explain that to individuals right before the holidays? They went on strike to get better contracts and now they're laid off. Explain that. Explain that. But here's the thing. Let's get into the details of how much money the corporation GM made. It says even before cost-cutting measures, GM was already on track to surpass its 2022 record profit of $14.5 billion. The company's third quarter results were strong, with an adjusted profit of $3.4 billion, a $200 million increase from the same period last year. Now, you know what GM's gonna say? Well, the reason why we got that profit is because we laid you off. We did a string of layoffs before we got to this layoff, and we wanna make more money. But guess what? We can't lay off too many people. You know why? Because the holidays are coming up and we need people to actually do the work. But come January 1st, February, and March, it's game day.
Yeah, you're getting fired for that.
This is what I'm trying to let you guys know. These corporations are just waiting until all of the work is done by the end of this year. There will be a slew of layoffs that come at the beginning of this year. My point of this video is that these corporations will get greedy, that these companies will do anything that they possibly can to make sure that they make as much money as possible. And I have said this over and over again, and I understand that some people do not understand that these corporations will treat you like a number, lay you off, even after they're making record-breaking profits, guys. I am proving it to you right here. Again, GM continues to make more money on top of more money on top of more money. And what do? They say, hey, look, we don't need you guys.
I used to look up to you, man. How could you do this?
You've been working here for a very long time. It doesn't matter. Seniority means nothing to us. We want to pay you in pizza parties. That's what they want to do. Anyway, I hope you got value out of this content because we all know you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, and get you into your first rental property. And guess what? The information that you get from that video, it will be gold. See you in the next one. Thanks.